Hi Gemini and Gemini Rising, here is your horoscope for August 2025. I'm Astrologer Joseph Anthony. All right, we start off this month going down memory lane and doing a lot of reviewing, obviously. So this is because your ruler Mercury is in retrograde mode here in Leo in the third house. So this has a lot to do with communication from the past, ideas from the past, situations from the past. Just think retro, meaning going back, okay? So the mindset, especially when your ruler is retrograde, is about going within or going back in time. And that's what the general theme is, at least for the first half of August. Now, the second half of August could be a lot more fun. There's a lot more activity at home, and there could be some new developments in, your personal life. So let's dive in. So this reading is for anyone who has a sun sign in Gemini or a rising sign in Gemini. Again, this is very basic, very general, because everyone's birthday is different. Everyone's birth chart is different. So we astrologers do a sun chart here when we're doing the horoscopes. And then we place the planets where they are for that day or those days where there's major events taking place. It's still using the whole house system. And of course, I'm using the Western tropical system, using the whole house system. It's still very accurate, no matter whether you use the Vedic or you use the Western. It's really how you interpret it. That's how it works. Again, it's a symbolic language. So let's dive in here. So we see that the sun is going through Leo right now, and normally does this time of the year. And the third house has a lot to do with communication. So this has a lot to do with expressing yourself in some way, especially in the sign of Leo. Leo loves to express itself. And so this is the house also about short trips or traveling. Maybe you find yourself this month, or maybe it's even started last month when the sun entered Leo, you decided to take some short trips. Or you're becoming more bold and you're speaking your mind much more. Now, what makes this month so interesting is last month we had Uranus that entered Gemini in your first house. So this is monumental news. Anytime Uranus goes into a sign, it begins to revolutionize or change that area. And here it has a lot to do with your identity and yourself and your image and how others see you and how you present yourself. So over the course of the next 7 to 8 years, this will be a major player in your life. So keep an eye on that. But we do have quite a few planets in retrograde. We have Neptune, Saturn, Pluto, and Mercury, your ruler. So that means getting dragged into the past in some way, somehow, So it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Now, there is some really good news this month with Venus and Jupiter in your second house of income and values. And they're going to be meeting up in the second house. So you might be in for a nice little surprise when it comes to physical possessions or maybe even money. Something good could come out of this month because of this alignment. And I'll get to that in a minute. Mars will also be leaving the fourth house here and the sign of Virgo going into Libra. And that actually happens on the 6th of August. It's actually late on the 6th into the 7th. But here it is right here. Now, the downside to Mars in Libra is it gets a little wishy-washy. Mars does not do very well in Libra. Mars is about aggression. It's about action. It's about moving forward. And Libra is very passive. Libra is very, relationship oriented and is indecisive, and it values beauty and things that are about other people, where Mars is not like that at all. So you can see how the energy of Mars is kind of hampered in the sign of Libra. Now, the good side of this is that you'll be focusing more on your creative endeavors, relationships, your creative projects. Maybe if you have kids, you'll be spending time with them. And so Mars in Libra is a little, back and forth, up and down, back and forth, undecided, being confident one moment and the next moment you're not. So this is going to add another element of confusion into the mix here as Mars makes its way through Libra. And so just keep an eye out for this. But you'll definitely feel more motivated this month, especially after the retrograde, about trying something new or, stepping outside the box and so on. So that's going to help you. Let's see what else we have. We have the full moon in Aquarius. And that's going to happen in your ninth house of higher learning, higher expectations, what you really value, your higher beliefs, religious beliefs, and so on. But it's a full moon in Aquarius, which is about the future, is about coming to a realization about your ideas, your plans. Maybe you have a trip planned because the ninth house does represent travel. This is long distance travel, where the third house is short distance travel. The ninth house is long distance travel. So you might find yourself wandering and fantasizing about taking a vacation to a foreign land of some kind. But whatever it is, you need to pay attention because full moons in Aquarius can be very visionary as well. So this could be a great time to tune in and kind of get a sense of something coming down the road and what it is that's changing in your life that you need to face that reality. Remember, Uranus is going to really cause a lot of changes in the next 7 to 8 years. And so from time to time, when these energies act up, they'll show you little glimpses of it that's coming in. So pay attention. Now, Mercury goes direct on the 11th right here. Here it is in stationary position before it starts to move forward again, which will take about a week or so. And so here we have some clarity returning or feeling a shift of some kind on the 11th, saying, okay, I need to move forward. I need to stop, over worrying and being indecisive and not sure what the hell I'm doing. And now you start becoming more creative or somewhat aggressive in your communication and your ideas, so which is a great thing. So move forward with those plans. Now, the other thing that is really going to be special here is, again, this Venus conjunct Jupiter in Cancer right there. This is a beautiful alignment. It is Venus, the sign of love, romance, partnerships, money, and Jupiter, expansion, good luck, love to learn. And so it's in the sign of Cancer. So there could be a big celebration at a home. There could be money windfall, like winning. You go buy a scratch off and maybe you win $100. I'm just putting that out there. But this is one of the most beneficial alignments in astrology when Venus joins up with Jupiter. Okay, and it's in the second house of the physical side of life, which is possessions, material things. You might find people giving you things, just wanting to give you things. And it could be anything small or it could be something big, depending on you and your birth chart and how you view the world and your circle. But this is a wonderful alignment. This will be in effect for a couple of days. I would say from the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th, this will still be very active. So in that time frame, I would definitely focus on something that you really want to manifest or create, or maybe you're doing something, redecorating your home or remodeling it or doing something new, because Cancer is the home. So this could be quite beneficial here. So don't discount any invitations or any opportunities around this time because they may surprise you in a good way. Then we have the Sun entering Virgo on the 22nd into the 23rd right there. And speaking of home, the fourth house represents the home. It represents feelings. It represents nostalgia. It represents your family dynamics. So now the energy begins to shift out of this third house into the fourth house, which is about, your foundation, your true foundation, like where you are, where you live, the people that surround you. Could be a home business. It could be an actual business location, whatever. But now you're focusing a lot more attention on hard work and getting things done. Virgo is very much a perfectionist, and sometimes Geminis could be perfectionists. So you're going to find yourself with a lot more nervous energy and, really wanting to get out there and do something different and try something new. And, you almost become obsessive about it. So be careful about that, all right? Now, the new moon also activates this fourth house. So this is going to be at 0 degrees of Virgo, so wherever that is in your actual birth chart, you want to pay attention to it. There could be some surprises in the mix with this one because there's a lot of emotion in the fourth house, and Virgo is a very perfection-oriented, nervous energy that likes to get things done. So this new moon is going to really, jack you up energy-wise in this emotional setting, your home life, other family members. There could be a lot of sort of energy here, a lot of get up and go, a restlessness to this energy with this new moon. So be careful not to overexert yourself Otherwise, you might burn yourself out. Your nervous system. Virgo rules the nervous system. Venus enters Leo on the 26th, right there. Talk about communication again, talk about relationships, talk about creativity. And this is really positive energy that's coming in that you absolutely will take care of. This is going to be a very social second half of this month. So keep that in mind, and including Venus and Leo. But there's another thing that you need to be very cautious about, at least for a couple of days. When Venus enters Leo, notice it opposes powerful Pluto. This is a very strong alignment in astrology, which could indicate conflict with others or financial matters that are disruptive in some way. So I'm just giving you a heads up here. The 3rd and 9th house has a lot to do with communication and belief systems. So you might find yourself having a conversation with somebody that just goes off the deep end, and you're like, what the hell happened here? I think I just lost a friend or something like that, or a partner. So again, I'm just giving you a cautionary thought here to pay attention to what you're doing around this time. Anyway, there you have it. There's the basic general overview. If you want to know more, I do an extended horoscope in my inner circle, as you can see here. And, I talk a little bit more about the alignments and the transits that are going on. And, of course, we have Zoom calls every Sunday. All the members are on, as many as want to be on. And we talk. They give me questions. We cover topics that are going on. There's stuff I can't talk about on YouTube. I could absolutely talk about there. And it's everything from conspiracy theories, UFOs, what's going on in the near future with the cosmic alignments. And so my members usually are ahead of the curve before I put anything out on YouTube. All right, so if you want to join, there's a 7-day free trial. So check out the link down below. And there's a lot of information on there and a lot of cool people. So check it out. And I look forward to seeing you in the community. All right. Anyway, have a great month, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.